Hey everybody, what's up? Mike Gross. I'm back. Holidays have been keeping us busy, man, over here. This one, how do I figure out songs? I've had this question asked a lot, and it was one of those ones I figured, I don't know how to explain this. I don't think I'll be able to answer that, and I keep getting asked the same question on it. So, I'm going to do my best to explain it. There's a few contributing factors that I want to talk about first, really quick, that play into it. And one of them being, I didn't have lessons as a kid, not formally, where you go to a store, that type of, learning. The way I learned was really by sitting in my room and playing, and it really developed my ear. I didn't realize at the time, what I was doing. It was out of necessity, because I wasn't able, unless it was a buddy of mine. Actually, I did have a really close friend that in high school, amazing player. He was from Yugoslavia, and his name was Mike, by the way. And we became best friends, and he showed me some stuff, and basic tab reading and all that. And I've been sick too, guys, and that's why I've been gone as well. My whole family got sick. Flu, not good. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of intro it with that. So it was kind of out of necessity. And I did a lot of things wrong too in the early days, and it's trial and error, and it's training, ear training, and it takes time. It's tough, for just about, it seems like almost everybody, to just zone in depending on the song, But I put a little bit of thought into this on how to explain it. I'm going to use just kind of almost a random 3 songs, because you can almost do this with any song, and I'll explain to you how to try and listen beyond what's popping at you, okay? That in between is the little details. Here's an example. The first one I'll use is Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. Now this is tuned flat, so don't worry about the tunings. But here we go. We have so when you hear that song, everybody's heard it. Because I always ask my students that come to me for lessons, because that ends up being one of the first songs we work on, at least like a piece of it. And we usually don't do the whole song. But what pops in that to you? Everything. Dun, 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 dun. Nothing hidden in there, right? It's just boom. What you see is what you get. Even if you don't even have a well-developed ear, you can still follow a melody. Anyone can do that. Well, almost anyone. The second example, and this one I can kind of comment on a couple different concepts. It's the song from Green Day called Brain Stew. When this song came out, I just started teaching around that time, and I ended up showing this to a lot of students to introduce them to power chords. So, if you haven't heard it, here's what it is. It goes. What pops to you in there? Everything. It's kind of like Crazy Train from Ozzy, as far as the beat goes. You can hear everything, but as that song progresses, there's some things that may not pop out at you that you may not be aware of. And here's what I'm talking about. Of course, you got to picture drums, bass, singing, all that with it. Right now, it's going to pop more than it would. I suggest you go listen to the actual song from the band and see what I mean by what's popping out at you. What's popping at you there? It should be the power chords, which is the very first thing that I did when we started the Green Day one, which was just you have these rests in there. They're just tight, choppy breaks. Just like Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water, that's going to pop out at you. At some point in that song, they do the fret hand muting. Now, of course, you can hear, especially with no drums, no bass, no singing, right? So, but still, ask yourself the question, what is the dominant part that's popping to you when you hear it? And it should be this. you're filling in those breaks and rests with this. So I'm fret hand muting, catching some random harmonics. It's got that kind of slop feel to it in the fret hand muting, which is kind of a cool thing. So hopefully you're following me. The third one I wanted to show you an example would be like Led Zeppelin, Whole Lotta Love, where you have the can go on and on, but this one might be a little trickier, and that's why I saved it for the third example. What pops out to you in that would probably be this, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, because you know we're gonna get different answers and opinions all across the board. But me as a teacher, and the way I have to analyze music for kids on up to adults, you know, this is what I have found. Okay, so I'm trying to just impart some of this information to you guys. So what would stand out there? Probably this. And that's why sometimes, probably once a week, it'll happen with a student where I'm showing them something. It just happened the other day at the music store that I teach at. And the students all, it doesn't sound right to me. It seems like something's missing, and it was I forget what song it was now. The Marilyn Manson or something. I don't remember, but it was one of those things of, you know, it popping in your face, and then what is he doing on the stuff that's not popping in your face? Because your ear, the average person's ear that's not a musician, or if you're just a beginner musician, you're probably not going to hear the in-between little things, like the. So think of it as a skeleton. You know, when I figure out a song, I approach them lots of different ways, but one thing I'll listen for is a skeleton riff, and a lot of times the bass happens to be following the, you know, especially if it's like a ba, and they're all together on it. You listen for those things, man, and you get that stuck up here, and then you can start working on the little whatever they happen to be doing, whether it's fret hand muting, natural harmonics, or whatever. Was there another example? I only wrote those three down. I don't even know if this will, hopefully it will help some of you guys out there. It should. I mean, for me it's a proven system that works. So, but it's also something that you're not just going to watch this video and go, got it now. Got it. You know, I have students that come to me that, you know, in their 50s and 60s, early 60s sometimes, that some of them are good players. This guy Phil, this was, geez, probably 10 years ago. How old was he? Probably like 55, 56. He was bringing in like Lee Ritenour, Steve Lukather. I mean, some of these really good players, and I was teaching him how to play this stuff, and he was able to play it. So he had the chops and he had the skills. What he always was frustrated with was he didn't have the ear, and that's really where I came in for him, because I mean, I showed him some new patterns and stuff, but my point is he was a good player, a really good player, just didn't have that developed ear. And if you're not, you've got to actually sit down and try to attempt something. And now we have the internet, you know, where you got people like me, but you know, you can type in, obviously, and find hundreds, if not thousands, of us guys out there. And you know, it makes ear training a little harder if you're constantly depending on it. So I would like you guys to, you know, once in a while try to see if you can tinker around and come up with a song, and pick one that the guitar, boom, stands out in your face. And you know, you might wind up frustrated a few times, but you got to try it. It's not just gonna. No one's gonna give you the formula, and you're gonna be like, boom, I've got this now. It's just not gonna happen like that. So, hopefully, these 3 song examples will help with you guys. So I'm back, man. Probably won't be pumping them out as fast as I used to. But I'm still gonna be pumping them out. I've been busy on a lot of custom video tab lessons for you guys, and those are time consuming. They take a lot of time, actually. So, I mean, if you go to my channel that you're on right now, but if you go to the video section, you can see the custom ones. There's just been a lot coming through lately. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. If that's cool. Is it cool? Yeah, it's cool. Make sure to subscribe, you know, to the channel. I also have, well, this is YouTube youtube.com/rockinguitarlessons1. Subscribe also to Rocking Guitar Lessons 2. That's my In the Style of channel. Go to the website rockinguitarlessons.com. It's a temporary site now, but make sure to fill out the email contact information there. It's very important, especially if you're going to be doing requests. That's one thing that I changed. I require you guys to fill that out. It benefits you. It's going to keep you in the loop with the website because, you know, I've learned I'm not going to date set on the website anymore. And I've said that before, but I won't. It's coming and it's going to be soon. I'll leave it at that. Is 10 years going to be soon? Just kidding. It's not going to be 10 years. It's not. I mean, soon for real, but I'm not date setting. Until someone says, dude, here's the green light, it's ready. So, but anyways, go check that out. If you're interested in some private lessons on Skype, which is becoming one of my primary ways of teaching, hit me up. You can actually find on the website rockinguitarlessons.com a page for Skype lessons. It has all the information that you will need to get started with learning guitar or vocals, because my wife Jolene is the vocal teacher. Her schedule's filling up, but she definitely has more openings than I do. I still have some openings, so hit me up. All right, subscribe, request, use your ear, take the time, test yourself. You're not going to know what your boundaries are if you don't put yourself to the test. I mean, why speculate how far you can throw a football or baseball or whatever? Why not just grab the ball and throw it and see for yourself? So you got to test yourself, and that's how you're going to become a better musician. All right, you guys, I'm Mike Gross, rockinguitarlessons.com. Thanks for tuning in on this, and we'll talk to you guys later.